Oh man, what a disaster. So, well, I think that should be the day 22, by the way. See, day 21. I'm double checking that. No, 22. Yeah, that's correct. So, didn't even set the title, right? Okay. Day 22. Let's do the title. Oh man. So all this slowness was due to I was using the mobile connection. Let's try again now. All right, that's better. Oh, and we got the right message. Email subscription not found. Okay, man. So all of this I lost a lot of time for nothing. So should I have some login here, which I don't see it. Why the login is not here? Firebase emulator suite overview function emulator logs page. The logs is like it looks like it's for every function. Um, let's try to reload the emulator, see if that's better. Did it. Okay. Now go back here, reload. That's finally quick. And I think I remove an X here for I got the right error message. Okay, if I put the X back, the code is correct and we got the right response. That was extremely painful for no reason. This is disabled, so it does not send this information in the form. Maybe I don't need it, but I need to know the document ID for this to, and maybe the code for these two subscriptions when I update them. And let's see, do I have any things in the log? Oh, now I have things in the logs. So I got one doc ID, two email undefined. Okay, that was the first time when I was in incorrect code. Makes sense, correct? And then the second case, I got the correct code with the X, without the X there, with the X here. No, so I can get the email and get the list of subscription that had length 1. What question mark there is something I forgot in. Yeah, shouldn't be there. And by the way, to make this uniform, I should rewrite it as such, even though I'll probably delete all of this logging later on. But you know what? I probably is not a good practice to log email addresses, so we probably better delete. But now I need it for debugging. Okay. Oh, I can log something else, not an email address. For example, document ID. And on that matter, let's see how the whole docker looks like. JSON stringify doc. Okay. When I go here, let's see what kind of unpacking I'm doing. I do this. Okay. So I already know how docker look like. There is also a type, but it could be null, or it can contain the document ID. Okay, so that's what I want to. But the document ID is already in the response, in the request, and the code too. So it's not something new. If it could be found. Yeah, so let's keep on looking there. The only thing that it was not known before is the email. Yeah. So what I can say is maybe we're gonna log. Let's say that we make this log a little more final, something I want to keep. So maybe we log only if the request is not valid. We're gonna say invalid request, because this won't be valid only if it's not a get method and if I don't have the sub-ID parameters, which does not have two parts divided by a dot. So I definitely want to log that, and not as info, but as warning. And I'm gonna say, I want to see the login does include the function name. Yeah, it does. So we don't need to repeat it, but we're gonna say invalid request. That's a good idea, from the AI. Invalid request. Then here too, it's a little warning because it's like unauthorized request. It's not unauthorized. Unauthorized means you didn't send authorization, right? Which you did. So it's like forbidden request. Yeah, let's do that. Should we log Docker code? Maybe so we can see if there is some kind of enumeration attack, or just again the request. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, so we see what's passed in. Now the functions looks like they are keep on being reloaded. However, I'm not sure that actually worked. What does reset do? Don't, no idea. Uh, well, yeah, it loads quickly. Let's see, reload this page. What happens? Go back here. And no, haha, still got the old message. So let's restart the emulator. So this hot reload doesn't work. It looks like it's working, but it's not. Anyway, it starts quickly, so not an issue. Now reload that. Now we should see the proper login. Okay, so we got a successful request in which we return a list of length 3. The 3 there makes no sense anymore. Let's say num subscriptions 3. But at the moment, I also want some additional debugging where I want to see this list. I already know how it looks like. Yeah, well, let's have a look anyway. I know how it looks like in theory, but let's see also in practice. Okay, if I just reload, let's see, prove that it does not work. Yeah, does not work. Restart the server. Excellent. Run. And go back to the login. Okay. Fantastic. Fantastic. Now, when we build this form, yeah, but I don't know why there is so much space not centered and stuff. Maybe I can look at that too. We have to see how this form actually looks like. So let's go with the dev tools. I click on here. We have a span check mark. The checkbox is actually there. What gives? If I click on the whole line, change the status. How does that even work? Because everything is a label. Okay, so that's why I have so much distance between these two, because there is this invisible checkbox. Hold on a second. This is a class. Hold on. So that's the function, but I have to go see manage subs. Manage subs as my checkbox. Do I have some styling for the checkbox or not? I got this thing called checkboxes and checkbox container checkmark. Checkbox container hover input checkmark input checked. Ooh, that's complicated. Okay. So, that's the one. Position absolute, opacity 0, height 0, width there, 0. Oh, okay, so it shouldn't add anything. That's the checkbox itself. So why this space? This is just some padding or something? Padding, because it's green. And the padding is around what? See if I can figure that out. Is it padding from the span? Hold on. So we got the checkboxes. Input. Hold on, let's do something stupid. Look for padding. Okay, 20 pixel content. What is this content? The external one. Okay. Then we got content padding, content box. We don't have anything about span. We got check mark. Border radius 4 pixel. Yeah. Can be even more. Let's try 20 just to see if it's, yeah. Now it's circular. That's obviously too much. Let's try 6. Maybe, yeah. But I don't see position absolute. Can help. Because there's a bit of, that's just a check mark. Top, let's go minus 5 pixel, check, make it up a little bit. I didn't see any change. Let's try minus 50. What happened? There is a change, but not what I thought it would be. So the whole thing goes up. They stay together. Okay, that's helpful because okay, that was a bit. It's off. Let's try 1 pixel down. Let's try 4 pixels down. A bit too much. Let's try 2. Yeah, it's down too much still. Maybe we go back to 0. 1. Let's try 0. Yeah, I think 1 is fair. It looks like visually better because the checkbox kind of centered to the line, maybe even 2. Let's check again 2. Yeah, I think this is more visually pleasing. But I was trying to figure out this space, height and width 20 pixels. Let's try to reduce this to 10 and see what happens. Ah, okay. That's the width of that thing inside. So now 20 pixels is a random value, I suppose. Let's make it bigger. 24 by 24, see what happens. Yep. So now go back to 0, leave it a pixel because I might change it again. Yeah, this is much better also because the check marks is centered inside. However, again, and put back to this to 0 again, where that, I don't know, 6 can be even more. Let's try, now it's also bigger. Let's try 8. Let's try 12. 12 is already a circle. Actually, I see the circle because 12 is up for 24. That's why it's a circle. It's not bad. Let's go. We have to go maximum 6 then perhaps because it's a half of 12. What range? Anyway, yeah. So after, what's the point of this? Adding nothing. What's the point of this? If I remove it totally. Oh, now we can't check anymore. Okay. All right. Don't know why, but it's fundamental. Check the check mark. That means adjacent, yeah? Adjacent. Um, check mark after display block. If it's checked. What's the point of this? Oh, without that, it doesn't display it. Because maybe it's displaying now and by default. That's why the check marks after influence that. If I put some content just to try, yeah, the asterisk goes in there. Okay. Then we got this check mark after. So here it's not checking if it's checked or not. Right. Solid green. Mm. That is the actual check mark, isn't it? Let's try 20 pixels just to see. Yeah, now it's much bigger. Let's go back to 10. That's perfect. We can try 12 just for the sake of it. Also good. Yeah, let's leave it as 12. 10 was also okay. Description, margin left, 10 pixel. That's maybe it. Let's try 0. Yeah. It took some time, yeah, but I found it. Nice. Now, this feels awkward too. This is good now. More space between those, I would say. Let's say margin top 10 pixel. Oh, no, that doesn't work because I have to move the whole row. So let's remove this property because 0 is the default. Okay. And how do I target the whole row? Let's go to check the code. I really need no longer sessions. Doing 2-hour session is a problem. It's not enough to get pace. Okay. Yeah, it's called checkboxes, which is a terrible name. for that. Maybe I want to change it, but if I change it, I have to be careful. No, checkbox is the whole thing. So the name is not too bad. Then I got label. The label wraps everything. Okay. So it's called checkbox container, which is a decent name. Okay. So I go here and I look if I have a target checkbox container already. I did. So display flex, align item center, padding left 35. Sure, that's it. Let's see. Let's try 15. Because they're okay to get the space, otherwise it goes just under the checkbox. Yeah, margin bottom 12, and we'll add the margin bottom 12. Okay, that is correct. We want to make 20. Yeah, that makes it farther apart. And now this feels small. Let's try even 24. Yeah, so they are well spaced. Perfect. Now this looks small at this point. Go back to 20. Let's see, 20. Right. And when I go and okay, let me test something to just to see. Yes, I'm not delusional. I'm gonna check this. So under the email, hold on. Let's do this. Right, target. This says nothing. So where does get the space here between those two? Oh, miss everything. I go here from the HTML. Why input is form should have an ID or name attribute. Okay. Name is there, but it's not no value came in. Okay, so that's a little bug to fix. Uh what this is created here. Right, I just have to pass a name, I suppose. Email. But is disabled, so but just for the sake of making it happy, we are here. Open it. Open that. Open the form. Oh god. And finally here the warning has gone. I go here, check boxes. So that's where I go margin around check boxes. Let's find check boxes. There is a margin top and bottom. But now everything is pixel except here in RAM. Let's change it to pixel, 20 pixels. Okay. Could be even more because it's like a little bit different. So let's say 24, 28. Oh, yeah, that looks better. Now this is awkward below update subscription. Where does that come from? Not sure. Let's get the button. The button doesn't seem to have any border or anything. But this has a lot of padding. Oh, it's margin. It's orange. So it's buttons div. We found buttons div. There. Margin button 60. Oh, let's try 30. Cut in half. Okay. Yeah, could be even less. Maybe 24, but we're getting there. There you have it. Yeah, good enough for me. Now, going back to the functional aspect of this. Okay, let's have a look at this checkbox. Right. So we got input name, subscriptions, value, waiting list. Okay, it's good that it has that value, but we need much more information for updating it. We need the document ID and such and such. I would probably put everything there in the name of value. I'm not sure. Let's have a look. So we got the checkbox. Value. That was the value. Okay. Let's pack some information inside the value. Oops. Pack some information inside the value. What we need. We need to make a step back first and look at not here, the functions, the update function, which is this one. All right. And that's a work in progress. But when it comes in, you check the request. And I need three things. Log ID, the code, and if it's active or not. Okay. Let's have a look to, hold on, I have to make sure. Pass request. Oh, it's not even doing that yet because when we get the request, we didn't decide yet what we're gonna get. In fact, it's not. It's just this is the response. But the response is just confirming the operation. I really need the same things, but they will be encoded differently. Let's open a Scratch document here. Just I need that. And here I just put in list mode. That is something I don't need at all, by the way. That is more for display purposes. And for checking if it's checked or not, that's fair. So what I'm gonna do here, I got these things called lists, which I think is this. That's a constant. Let's make it uppercase so we know. Okay. So we're not touching this one. This is we are the reason why we have to loop on lists and not what was returned from the query itself is because it might not contain all the lists. You contain only the lists you are subscribed to. So let's have a look when defining this function. Then on mount, after checking the parameters, which maybe could be a different function, but not now, and checking that everything worked, what it's actually doing is outputting that to the console, which I'm gonna copy and paste here in the Scratchpad for reference, in which we have this one document, but it can be many, where there is the list name in there. So we have to kind of merge this information with these are coded lists to see what is checked or not. And actually, I'm doing that already because the check mark works correctly. But what I'm not doing is saving that back in the form. So now this doesn't know what is it. Well, I kind of know, but then I have to pass it again, which can be valid. I have to just decide when to get those doc IDs and code back. So, okay, it's done here in line. So it's pretty simple. Maybe I can do it again and when I handle the request. So now I have this button, update subscription. I don't know if it does anything or not. I don't remember. Let's have a look. It does submit. Okay. So this submit, is there an handle submit already? Yes, there is. It does nothing. Okay. Just prevent default. So I can click it. Nothing happened. Okay. So let's say when you click it, I want the button to go away and to have a spinner instead. Can we do that? Can I do phase equal loading? What will happen? Because I think it's a different type of loading, because that will remove the checkboxes. But then in this case, the checkboxes have to stay. Yeah, there you go. So we need to make a new phase, which we can call saving. Saving. All right, so instead of loading, I go to a phase called saving. Now, if I click that, yeah, yeah, we delete the checkboxes, right? Which we should not. So this is success or saving. What's going on? The quote. Success or saving, the email will stay. Oh, the whole thing will stay. Correct. And maybe let's try to put saving here. Okay, I'm happy with that. So we'll keep that, but it will put a spinner there. But the only thing is, I want to also delete the button. Delete or make it transparent? I would say maybe delete. So I need to add another if around the button. And I could work with slash if. Okay. Loading. Is the opposite. Okay. And right, when we load, button is not there, then it appears pretty quick. Update, button disappears, and we got there, and it stays forever because I didn't do anything yet. I think it should be on the left. See 1 second. This is message loading. That's the one. You can see no message. does it go there? Spinner here. Align item sent. Let's say just to visualize where it is, background color red temporarily. Oh, it's there. It's not a whole line. So why is this align item center left? Nothing changed. Justify content center left. Nothing changed. So the spinner itself is not the culprit, I think. We got this form message is the ID. And then I have dot message. Yeah, which is there. Display block, font weight 500, text align center. Left. Why goes center? Okay. Oh, we forgot the red spinner. Where's the background color red? Remove. Okay, I think that's better. Let's reload. Yeah, everything's better. I don't know if in other cases wouldn't work, but in that case, we'll add some parameter to the spinner. Update, it goes there. It's probably fine, yeah. And that should just last a second, normally. So what happened next? What happened next? All right, we're going phase saving. Phase saving. What we want to see is before we do the try catch, which yes we have to do, but before we do that, I have to see the form, yeah, how to get the posted checkboxes. So the problem is these codes from the subs, I lose them. That's what I need, a console log there, which is here. Now all the codes that I got before, gone. That's bad. And then I do select subs map, and I get the mode. Selected is a list with just the mode. So that's why it's easy then to say it's checked if it's selected. What if instead of making a set, I make a map where the key is the mode, but inside I have the information that I need. Because this selected is it or not a state variable? Yes. And it's specified as that. And then in reality, I have a type that is returned by the server when I do this query, which is totally lost here. But in reality, I know it's a list of something. And that something is here, defined here. a list of fetch interested result. That's just a pass. Find interested by email is a list of subscription. Why is this called fetch interested result? That's not quite the right name because that's just the result of the parse. So probably I wasn't thinking straight when I put that. I just put that as name of the function or something. In reality, this is like fetch interested. I can give the name of function, but it's the input. In a way, yeah, it's a past input, yeah. But that's already a better name, much better than result. Or past, yeah. Past input. Oh gosh. And now obviously the rename didn't work. Okay, and that's just internal. However, the one I really need is this type. Goes interested list, and it's a list of subscription. And put it here, subscription array. Where does this come from? I go here, I click on here. Okay, it's come from the DAO. However, this is like it doesn't have anything specific to the DAO. This is like belongs to the domain. So I think should go to the types folder and create a new file called app types. Yes, for now, let's put it there, but then I have to move it again. Okay. And we move it here. Now, to fix this error, I have to import it. To import it, I have to export it. I export in this way because there will be more in this file. Yeah, that is good. And now I can do the same here to have the type available, which is not necessary because I already recognized that type, but it just makes this more explicit because it's already 2 or 3 times I think, oh, what does that function return? Now, there is no doubt anymore. Just go here, click, and you see what it returns. Much better. Which you could do before, yeah, because you could click. No, you couldn't. You would have to drill down twice. Okay. Now, I want this subscription type to be shared. So let's rename this to share types. Shared with the front end. Shared types. Yes. Update the imports. I trust you do the right thing. That shouldn't be hard. Okay. Now, the problem is these shared types shouldn't be here, but should be in a shared folder. I already asked this question before to the AI. I don't know if I can access the history. What's that? Customization, plugins, past conversation. Yeah. Share code between backend and frontend. Okay. So we can just pick the old answer and let's have a look. Create a shared directory at a root level. All right. Let's do it now. So we got the main folder is just 2 functions and web, so front end and back end. So we create a new folder called shared. Not there, not there. Why I can't? hold on, let's do this. Use the old terminal. That will work. There is a bit wonky. Let's get some wood. Right. Well, okay, the share folder should appear now. Excellent. And then it says also make a source folder. That's the first time I do something like this. Set up as a local package. Ah, I see. Reference. Let me have a reference. Okay. Set create npm. Man, all the settings. Okay. So now let's create the npm in the wrong place. Okay, let's delete it. Let's go to shared and we create the npm in the right place. Okay. And all the settings, man, will be wrong. Okay, and we call name shared version 1.10 main index.js. Does that mean you have to create this index.js or what? TypeScript configuration? Ooh, that's not simple. Description shared code between back end and front end. Or code is kind of obvious. Let's just say that. So what I want to do is close others. Let's compare my package.json and let's say split left. Okay. So now this is twice the same file. Let's close this. Okay. Name functions, name shared. Okay. Then we go some scripts and I just have tests, which I don't need for types. So let's remove it. And engines, do I have to declare it? Yes, no, don't know. Main type module. Let's go back. Yeah, okay. Don't know what's prepare. We put that comma keywords, who cares? We're not deploying this anywhere. Also, who cares? License, who cares? Types. Index DS. Yeah, so the idea is this, but hold on. I want to see if I call in here in the tsconfig JSON what I'm doing here for the functions because I need some consistency. Don't even declare out there here. So I got some options. So that begs the question, even though I don't want to lose this conversation. So what I'm gonna do is open Gemini and ask there. If I don't specify out there, is it written in that way? Yeah, or capitalized, doesn't matter perhaps. In tsconfig JSON. What's the default for node 22, let's say? What? They compiled in the same directory as the corresponding. No, is that the case? That's not the case. They go here in this lib. Who says that then? And there's also this sign to say it's compiled. Unless I missed it, which is possible. Let's look for lib. Ah, yeah. There you go. So I just missed it. It's set as lib. So here it's called dist. Now, this is confusing already because in here, because Svelte, I got a build which is perhaps a little different. I got lib, which however is not where the build happens. It's the library for the app. So let's check this tsconfig, what it has is out there. Nothing. Nothing out there. It's not there for sure. So but perhaps here as well takes over the actual path alias handled by Svelte. Yeah, perhaps different. Okay, what I'm thinking is I don't like this lib thing for that reason because in Svelte has a different meaning. So I would like to call it build or dist. Dist is fine. Perhaps it's a standard name. So let's change this to dist. But what are the implications to that? Perhaps there is some. And here, in the one I was working at, we also need, the TypeScript config in the shared folder. Let's do it. But with this, as we decide. But I have to go back to function and see what else I need to change. ts config JSON. Right. I copy that, paste it in, and have a look. Okay, all of that is to be changed, by the way. So let's go find the other tsconfig JSON, which is here. Right. And target is not 2019, it's 2022. Module is not common.js, but it's Node Next. Module resolution, let's add it. Let's keep things in the same order too. I paste it in the same order, okay. Declaration, I don't, let's put space to see, okay, I already double check that. Root dear source, that makes sense. Maybe it's the default, but let's put it. These things, I don't know. I suppose skip link check we have. Yes, module interrupt. Okay, so that's same. So we copy this, put a space, this, which is same. Force consistency in case in file, true. Let's close this, get some space. Okay. Yeah, same. So let's move that up. So we check the file until here. Then what we got, no implicit returns. We don't have that option here. Let's add it. No unused locals. That makes sense. A bit strict, but okay. There may be bugs. Source map 2. Why not? Strict 2. I got it. It's here. Take it from here. Allow synthetic default import. Don't know, but we keep the same. What else? Base URL. What's that? What's that? But base directory to resolve non-relative model. Okay. Keep that. We won't have much code in share. There's some types anyway. Types node. Not sure about that. Wait a second, we forgot out there. Root there. Out there. Must be here. Oops. Yeah, there's the comma missing. No problem. The only thing is what's the difference between dist and dot dist? What's the difference between here dist and out there dist? If ts config JSON is as you shown in the folder above src. Okay. The difference is negligible. Okay. Both is over the same location. In most operating systems, these two syntaxes are treated identically. I just want to put the same. Both are perfectly fine. Many developers prefer .this because it's a relative path. Okay. I prefer the Tersa one if it's the same. Just keep the same consistency. Okay. So what's next? Base URL types node. Not sure that means, and the resolve JSON module. Don't know. What's this declaration thing? What's declaration? Let's see what the comment here. Okay, perhaps I need it. And then include, exclude, and the test, which you don't have. Okay. Right, done that. Add the share package as a local dependency. Ah, okay. That is cool. How does it update? Do I have to change the version every time I change it? So let's go to the front end, which I kill it, and I go, oh, I'll check the folder already says there that is web, okay. npm install shared. Oh, it was already the whole thing. No. Paste. Try one more time. Error. Okay. So I need to install TSC in shared. So before we do that, so I have to go there. I'm in shared. I never did. Let's so check package JSON. Okay. npm install. Just like that. There's nothing, but we create an empty Yeah, that also runs the build. The build doesn't know TSC. Okay. So because of that, we need to install TSC. TSC. I think it's just npm install TSC. Okay. Let's just have a confirmation. TypeScript. Save dev. Okay, so that was not quite like that. It was similar. Yep. Excellent. Now we have the dev dependency of TypeScript. It's in. Let's try again. npm install. Still an error. What is the error? Different. Okay. No inputs were found for in config file. No inputs. Strange because is it going one folder below which does not exist? Hold on. In tsconfig JSON, in tsconfig JSON, what does this line mean? Will it find? But I know I can solve that. Perhaps it's not a good practice. I put shared. I put there's nothing. I didn't move it yet. Okay, that's fine. But we find we'll still ask the question. There is no file. That's why didn't move it yet. We find a file located in src directly, like for instance src dot slash up ts. Okay. Recursive and match any file. Okay. Mm. Okay, so the only thing is I need, src is a file, not a folder. Okay. Besides, so delete it, move to trash src. So in shared, which I'm already, I have to do make the source. Okay. And then I make a type folder. And I go there and I copy it from functions. One more, yeah. Functions, type. For now I copy src, type, and after we'll delete it after the migration is done. Share types. Now maybe we don't need to say share type anymore because everything is shared in shared. So let's call it up types. Or my types. Okay, and we just have subscription for now. All this mess for just one thing, but it would be useful after. Pain is not for nothing. So now I can do npm install again. And it still failed. And maybe because I'm not in the right folder right now. Let's see. That could be it. Okay. Let's try to go to the right folder before we dig in the message. Okay, now I'm in the right folder. Let's try again. npm run install. Missing script install. Okay. Yeah, because ooh. Cannot find type definition for node. Oh, so I also have it here, that error. Hold on. What else do I need? Okay, hold on. Let's create a branch and commit so I can see when I say explain fixed to the AI and it will probably mess up stuff. I can revert. So let's make sure everything is pulled, which I'm pretty sure it is. Yes, everything is fetched. Okay, hit checkout. FMB, the overall goal of these things, apart the various tweaks I've done to the appearance, is to save update subscriptions. Date subs is a valid branch name. And now what I'm gonna do is make sure I'm in the top folder and add something, add shared. I have to be careful because I have to make sure this is not added, which is perhaps the case. So what I'm gonna do is just add tsconfig so I can check that it's not going to add it. Yeah, I think that's correct. Let's add the shared src, no problem with that. What? Add for add. Let's go slow here. Shared, yeah, this is there. So why? Because here it was called lib and we have to go back and figure that out. But, and here it's called build, but it's kind of different. So I'm gonna go to the git ignore, which is here. Make sure I add this. And now share this is gone. That's great. Share the package. Let's add that. Then yeah, let's add the git ignore. Let's add the functions add src to add all of that. What's cloud functions? Yes, forgot. Just the options. Maybe it's better call it options, but it was there to add more things. That's perhaps a mistake when you do these things, thinking, oh, I should prove it, and then it's just wrong. We add that. Right. And everything else. Good. Now we commit the whole thing. Excellent. Now, yeah, now we can finally deal with this problem. Explain and fix. The error occurs because TypeScript is looking for Node.js type definitions, but they are not installed in your project. This is a common issue, blah, blah, blah. Let me check. I can see the issue. It's configured node, my types node package is missing. How to fix it? I don't have anything anyway. Maybe I should remove the not install as perhaps will suggest, but remove. Anyway, save dev. Okay, let's do that. I go shared, apply this suggestion. I already doing that. But now let's do that. Oof. That didn't quite work. It was already on 2 lines. Okay. Excellent. Install, added to dev dependencies, resolve TypeScript error. Okay. Yep. Now we can go back to do npm build or something like that. Or was, yeah, build. But in share folder, non-command build, npm run build. Yep. npm run prepare. How are those connected? Because I run build and they just did. Well, prepare. Oh my god, prepare runs build. So this makes no sense. Let's just do build. Makes no sense. Why do you need that? Okay, so now shared has this, or which has that. So now I can go back to functions because in the other one I'm not using it. But the problem is now functions perhaps as a problem because as now this lib, but I'm going to build in this now. So maybe at least the clean has to be changed and perhaps more. Let's have a look. All right. So build does an rm minus rf of lib. Let's go to functions and let's lead by hand the lib. Okay, gone. Because not called lib anymore. It's called list. So I have to change the clean list. Change there, yeah. Suggestion was good. Let's look again. Main is this index.js. Let's look for lib in the file. No more. Let's open a terminal and look for lib everywhere. Maybe I have a lot of false positive. Grep lib star. All right. Shouldn't look at the package log. Shouldn't you look at Firebase debug? That should be recursive. That's the whole point. Ooh. Yeah, that's a false positive. That's the thing. Shouldn't look at non-modules. Let's do that. It's a bit naive way of proceeding, but it's okay. Aha. Ooh, so we have only one more place to update, looks like, which is this. It was like this, and it will be like this. Perfect. So, right. So now I can go to functions, which I'm already in there, and I can say npm install. Actually, at this moment, shared could be a dev dependency because there is only types. And maybe I should separate, but I think it's totally overkill. And I think if I put any kind of input check, anything that I want to be shared, I would put it as a main dependency. No problem. npm install dot shared. Okay. All right, that is not related to my package. There is one low vulnerability, then you do a check and there's 0 vulnerability. That's confusing and bug on their side. Okay, anyway, let's move on. Ooh, what's that? That's how to define it. Okay. So now we have that. I can go back here to type, delete this. This will cause an error in the handler, perhaps. You know what? npm build, run build. There you go. Right. And we can just go there and update. Well, how do I import it? Like at shared? No. And oh, let's just do the how to import that. Really? Do I need to do that horrible syntax? No. I've actually imported shared as a module in the package JSON. Let's see, fix the answer, please. Your answer makes no sense, like usual. For lack of context, let's be fair. Let's see what it says. Now it's still checking. Preliminary check. It's correctly linked. Really? You still do that? You shouldn't even call share types. Hold on. Ah. Really? Import from a module using the src folder? Yeah, that works. It's really awful. My God, I hate TypeScript. That's terrible. Why do you still have to say src? Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Anyway, the other one is fetch interested. Only 3 minutes left. Oh, excellent. So now, you know what? Let me double check. I built functions. Let me double check that my backend still works. So after I've done that, does it work 100%? Well, functions, I open package.json and I do npm run lint, why not? Yeah, npm run format, why not? Everything unchanged. No, something has been changed. And what else? npm run build, most important thing, which seems to work without issue. npm run deploy. Let's deploy. See, everything works perfectly. Let's check that. And that will take a couple of minutes, so it will bring us to the end. It doesn't work. Quote exceeded. Quote exceeded. Let's see what is in the output here before. Okay. Is there like an assumption that this deploy comes from lib? Let's say this is equivalent to that. Let's create a new chart and the time is out. I've run and got the error. Is this red herring for, I don't know if it's written like that, for not finding the code build in lib, I put it in list. Is a rate limiting? It's not related to build out location. Okay. Don't know it. Whoa, time's out. Let's try again anyway. And that will be problem for the next time. That's unexpected. Okay, it looks like the problem is gone. It was just a transient stupid error. It's strange because that was the first request. No, okay, it's there. Wait longer, check okay. So what I will do is try again next time. Now I don't have many more time. Well, anyway, some progress there. Good.